Okay.
Ironically, the side effect, not in every case, but the side effect for getting off of aspartame happens to be a happy weight loss. That's one of the side effects that nobody talks about.
Huh.
But if you've been on aspartame for a long time and you decide to get off of it, I can almost guarantee that you'll lose a little bit of weight, if not a lot.
And feel a lot happier and more
And
stable.
be happier and not really change your diet that much. It just comes off. In fact, one of the things that aspartame causes is the bloating and gastrointestinal problems. And so a lot of people have swollen stomachs from it, and they just can't understand why they feel so much fatter. That's one of the effects, the side effects.
Tell us about diabetes and the aspartame-neotame connection.
Well, diabetics are the most insidiously affected by this because they're told that aspartame is their lifeline, and if they don't use that, essentially they're going to end up in a diabetic coma and die, which is not the truth. I mean, it's just the opposite. Aspartame does not allow you to control your blood sugar levels, and you can prove it to yourself if you're a diabetic and already using this, and you're a skeptic. You can do the test that we recommend, and that is get your blood sugar levels well within normal limits, take the finger stick test, and make sure they're normal, then drink 2 to 3 diet sodas, one right after the other.
Load yourself up with that aspartame.
That's right, and then begin to test yourself. Your blood sugar levels will be off the charts. Your doctors and the Diabetic Association do not tell you that. The Diabetic Association is funded by the makers of the artificial sweeteners, of course.
Oh,
but you can test yourself and prove it.
See it. So how is it? Okay, what does it do in the pancreas that it's going to the insulin and just putting it out of control?
Here's what happens. I mean, just imagine this is going to be in layman's terms. When you first taste something very sweet, like aspartame, the pancreas says, "Oh boy, here comes a lot of sugar. We're going to get ready to process a lot of sugar or natural sweetener, maple syrup or whatever." It knows that there's a sweet tasting something in the mouth because the digestive process starts there.
I see. That's one of your first alerts, incoming sweet stuff.
Incoming natural sweet stuff. And so when the pancreas discovers, and some of the other organs of the body in the digestive process discovers that this is artificial, it's fake sucrose or whatever it thinks is coming in, then it's got to
be ready for it.
Backpedal and say, this isn't what we thought it was. So
get ready for this big load of
get ready to fit this round peg into this square hole receptor.
Right, so that would be, your tongue is your first alert as to what's being put into the body. That would only make sense.
That's right.
And your sensory, okay.
After years of fitting a round peg into a square hole, then the round peg sort of achieves a square dimension.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If you want to think of it that way.
It's been out of shape.
And it's out of shape. So your natural processes in your body and your physiology have been
morphed into something.
Yeah. They have. They've been forced into something that they're not really. And they're forced to accept something that God didn't make us to accept. And so it's fitting a round peg into a square hole enough times so that your body is affected. And then when you get off of it, people say, I'm still feeling bad, or I get really bad headaches, and I'm having withdrawal symptoms. Well, your body doesn't immediately go back to the round peg and the square hole.
Okay.
It has to adjust.
Right.
And the body is a wonderful thing. But it can't overcome everything we do to it and the assaults that we make on it
anyway.
Internally.
Yeah.
We know that when it's heated above 86 degrees Fahrenheit, it turns into these toxic breakdown products, and people are getting Gulf War syndrome, which people who never went to the Gulf and fought in the war are getting Gulf War syndrome symptoms here at home because they're drinking expired aspartame.
They're drinking expired products with aspartame.
Heated.
Or they heat it. And it breaks down further. Does the stuff break down in your body just when it's processed as well?
Within 10 minutes of ingestion, it's broken down in the body. But if it's broken down before you even taste it,
it's even worse.
That's even worse because there's no aspartame left in a diet soda that's been sitting out in the hot sun in the desert for a number of days in storage that's not refrigerated. There are just the breakdown products, and diketopiperazine is one of the main ones, and that's the brain tumor agent.
Oh,
but there's formaldehyde, wood alcohol, formic acid, and other breakdown products, all of which have not been determined even.
You would think it wouldn't taste sweet and people would just throw it away.
Well, it doesn't taste sweet, but in the desert, that's all they had.
So you were suggesting about the Gulf War syndrome, one of the culprits would be overheated.
One of the culprits is the key. Not the entire thing responsible for
They were giving the soldiers water? They were giving them expired hot sodas?
Yeah. they couldn't drink the water in the desert because
They couldn't bring bottled water in big tanks.
well, back in the first Gulf War, they weren't thinking about that. They just most people rehydrate with sodas. If you got a choice between sodas and water, unfortunately, most people will grab a soda.
I hope you rethink that one this time around after you've heard Mary Stoddard. Her book is Deadly Deception. And